Quick question. How many times have you heard a student say, "It's true, I saw it online"? Not, "I read it from a reliable source," just, "I saw it." Because now the internet doesn't just share information, it shares claims. Fast ones, emotional ones, and they often come packaged as a screenshot, a headline, a quote with no evidence attached. In the first video, we used reverse image search to prove where an image came from. And in the second, we used the same habit to spot AI imagery being passed off as real. Now we go one step further, because sometimes there isn't an image to check at all. It's just a claim. We use the same framework and the same habit. Stop, source, scan, sense, second. Stop. If a claim spikes emotion, you stop. That's it. If it makes you angry, scared, shocked or smug, that's the moment you pause, because misinformation works by speeding you up. Teach your students this. Strong feelings means slow thinking is required. Source. Now ask, what's the source of this claim? Not where did I see it, but who actually said it first? Where was it published? What's the original? Teach students this rule. If you can't name the source, you don't know it's true. Who made the claim? Where was it first posted? Is there a link to an original article, report or speech, or is it just a screenshot of text? And really underline this. A screenshot is not a source, it's a picture of a claim. Scan. Scan means you inspect the claim itself for red flags, because a lot of false claims give themselves away in the wording. Vagueness. Experts say, scientists confirm, they don't want you to know. Who exactly? Which experts? No specifics. There might be no date, no location, no names, no links. Real information usually has traceable detail. Absolute language. Always, never, proof, 100%. This kind of language is often more about persuasion, not reporting. Urgency. Share it before it gets deleted. That's a manipulation tactic. Screenshot tricks. Mismatched fonts, weird cropping, missing website address, no author, no date. Now, scanning by itself doesn't prove that something's false, but it does tell you whether it needs further verification. Sense. Sense means, does this claim make sense in the real world? So ask, is this plausible? If this was true, who'd report it? What evidence would have to exist? Then give students a simple way to think. Big claim equals big evidence. If the claim is huge, but the evidence is somebody said so, it doesn't pass. Also, teach them to separate what they know versus what they're assuming. Second. Second means you do one extra check before you believe it. Give students 3 options, and they must do at least one. Option A, search a distinctive phrase. Take 6 to 10 unique words from the claim and search them. If it's a quote, search it in quotation marks. Option B, find the original on a credible site. If it claims to be from the BBC, the NHS, a university, or a major outlet, go to that site and search for it there. And option C, 2-source rule. Find 2 credible sources that confirm it independently, not copies of the same post. And say this clearly. Multiple reposts don't count as multiple sources. Okay, so let's try this out with a quick demo. We've got a screenshot that looks like a news report claiming that Pope Francis endorsed Donald Trump's presidency campaign. Stop. It's designed to trigger emotion, shock, confusion, pride even. Let's take a pause. Source. Where's the original quote from? Is it an interview, a speech, or a transcript? Scan. Is it a screenshot with no date and no origin? Any experts say language? Sense. Would a real quote like this be widely reported? And second, search the quote in quotation marks, look for reputable transcripts or reporting. You can see here that it's widely accepted as fake news.
It's fake news. Fake. Fake news. Fake news. Fake news. Fake news. Fake news.
Fake news. Fake news.
Fake news. Fake news.
Fake news. It's fake.
So if you can't trace it, you treat it as unverified. And that also goes for things celebrities have meant to have said or claimed certain products are the new cure for certain ailments. Who's making the claim and how might they benefit from it? So remember, stop, source, scan, sense, second. No guesswork, no gut instinct, just a routine. And there's a bigger win. When your students do this consistently, they stop being easy to manipulate and they start asking for evidence, making them more sophisticated, critical consumers of information. If you haven't watched the earlier videos, go back to the reverse image episode first, then the AI imagery video. Together, these 3 skills cover most of what students will actually face online. And if you want a quick printable guide, I've put it in the pinned comments so you can use it tomorrow. And as the late, great Shaw Taylor used to say,
Till then, keep 'em peeled. Bye-bye.